So welcome ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's video, and today we're going to be discussing some more PES because that's what we do on this channel. So if you haven't subscribed, liked and all that fun stuff, be sure to do it if you enjoy the video, of course. If you don't worry about it. We've got a nice backdrop for today's video. The audio might be slightly different, but hopefully it'll be not too bad. But anyway, what I've decided to do is really talk about my top three, okay, un, deux, trois, of what I feel that really PES has to ramp up, especially after playing the older games recently. So without further ado, let's dive into my top three thingy-majigs that I want to see improved for PES 2021. So before we do get into today's video, be sure to leave a comment below, whether you agree, whether you disagree, whatever, let me know, and also leave your top three things that you'd like to see improved, okay? We're talking about gameplay only today, though. We're not talking about Master League and Become a Legend and My Club. We're talking about on the pitch, what I feel has to sort of be just improved as a whole. And this can work for online, and it can work for offline. It's not purely offline based. So number one on my list, okay, and I've said this often in the past, but I think it's more prevalent than ever, is the referees, okay? The refereeing has become so bad on PES that it's not enjoyable when you play the game online or offline. It doesn't matter. It's not enjoyable. It becomes frustrating. And playing any kind of game, it shouldn't be a frustrating experience. I'm going to do my best to try and put some gameplay in the background to show examples, but otherwise we'll have some gameplay. But the refereeing has become a really quite big deal in PES as a whole. And the main problem is, and it's this right here, is penalties. You don't see them. If you're playing online, if you're playing offline, and generally you get caught by a defender and it's not a sliding challenge and your player still goes down, the referee doesn't want to know. He will not give you a foul. It's become a continual problem this year, last year, the year before. The coding is clearly not there. I don't know what it is, whether it's the engine, the coding itself, the referees are just not programmed right. I don't know. But it's so annoying when you're in the groove, you're in this 18-yard box, you're about to shoot, or you take on a player, you get challenged, he doesn't win the ball, it's quite obvious, you can see it from the replays, but the referee doesn't care because it's a video game, and if he's not programmed right, guess what? You're not going to get the decision. But the exact same decision or the exact same challenge can be done outside the box, middle of the park, wherever, and the foul will be given. It seems to be a big issue inside the box, and it's why we never, ever see penalties in PES. I mean, let me know if you guys play football and you never get any penalties, because I know I don't. You can watch the Premier League, Bundesliga, La Liga, it doesn't matter. Generally, you're going to get a penalty in a match. If you have 20 matches playing, there's going to be a penalty in one of those matches, but you don't get it happening in PES because the coding has just gone tits up. That's pretty much where it's gone, and it's become frustrating, and I think this is why it's number one on my list. It's probably not number one for a lot of people, but personally, when the referees are ruining the games, that's a big problem because you can't do anything about that. You can't improve your game. It's not going to change. You can't get better at the game. It's not going to help. You can get worse and it still wouldn't help. The referees are going to be exactly the same. So for me, it has to be up there. Maybe it's not one for you guys or two or three, but the referees is a problem and it needs to be addressed ASAP by Konami. You know, penalties it's just a major problem. You know, we can also take into account free kicks being too easy. I mean, sort of gel that in. I'm not going to make that a point, but free kicks are too easy. Let's make them a little bit harder. But number one for me is the referees. Let me know your comments below. Do you agree? So in at number two is the responsiveness of players, all right? And I'm not going on and on and on about how the game's unresponsive. I do this every year and I talk about it, and I know. The game needs to be very, very responsive, or not very, very responsive, but it needs to be more responsive than it is. However, that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about here is when the ball starts ricocheting about and it hits a player, and your player just sort of stops. There's a very split second, even a whole second, 2 seconds, he just stops and then he goes to the ball. And it's that little thing, and this is more prevalent online than it is anywhere else. You will see it all the time when you watch someone play online, My Club, people streaming, it doesn't matter. Players will go to the ball, but they'll stop, and then they'll run to it, and then there'll be a ricochet, and they'll stop, and then it's really, really annoying, and it ruins the flow of the game. This is probably more important than the refs when it comes to the actual gameplay, but it's a big, big problem. I mean, I had it in one of my matches recently. I think Kessier was on the left-hand side, and I will find that video, and I'll put it in this video for you guys to see it. But he literally, the ball took a deflection, he was running, and as soon as it took the deflection, he stopped and went like that, and then he carried on running. That's not how it works. I'm sorry, if I'm a player and I'm playing football and there's a deflection, I'm not gonna run off the other way. I'm gonna run towards the ball. And we see it all the time. It's the ricochets, it's the players not reacting quick enough. The reactions are poor. And if you have poor reactions, guess what? The gameplay suffers tremendously. And it's why FIFA is so much more pick up and play, because generally, yeah, the players on FIFA are more responsive. I haven't played FIFA lately, don't hold me to that. I just don't feel the need to play it. But we know FIFA is more of a responsive game than PES. But I'm not really talking about responsiveness of pressing L1, changing players. I'm talking about, and you guys will know, as I said, the ricochets, the way that players stop, then they go, then they stop, then they go. It's stupid, it looks ridiculous, and it ruins the gameplay. So that's my number 2. Let me know your comments. Do you agree with that one? And finally, number 3. All right, now this has cropped up because I've gone back recently and I've played PES 6, I've played PES 2014, I actually started playing PES 13 as well the other day, and I'll get videos of that going as well. It's the pass support. It's the pass support, and this does affect gameplay because the pass support is not relevant off the field, it's all on the field. I played PES 6, right? And PES 6 is different. It's very tick-a-tack. You guys have seen it. It's fast, it's quick. That's the way PES 6 was. However, playing PES 2013, PES 2014, it felt so much more like freedom-wise. There was a lot of freedom to play because the ball wasn't like a laser-guided missile. And I think now, Konami, I understand what you're doing, okay? I understand. You're trying to cater to all walks of life. So you've got pass assist 1, 2, 3. It's a problem though, it's a problem. We don't need pass support 3, or at least change it. Maybe have assisted and then semi and then manual. Just have 3 options. Pass support 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's too much. Number 1, it's a pain in the ass to try and find someone online if you're playing on pass support 1 and they're playing on 3. You can't find anyone, and then you take off matchmaking and you can find people, but guess what? You're at a disadvantage because they're playing on 3 and you're playing on 1. We don't need it, and I just feel like we're becoming so, you know, Konami are like holding our hand. You know, it's like going out to the shops and your mum's there holding your hand, walking across the road. Mum, I don't want it. Let me walk across the road myself and figure it out. It's as simple as that. So Konami, get rid of the way too high pass support. It just makes the game very sort of, I mean, what is even the word to call the game as birds flying through the sky? I don't really know what the word is to call it when it becomes so laser guided and easy to just tap, 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 tap. No. Let us think, let us use our own brains and make the game less scripted. I'm telling you, less pass support equals less scripting. It's how it works. However, this has to work in with the AI as well. You can't have the AI playing that ticker, ticker, ticker all day while you're struggling to pass the ball. No, the AI has to play with you. If you put it on manual, the AI will play manual-ish. If you're playing on semi-assisted, then the AI will play on semi-assisted. This way, you've got a nice balance. Online won't be an absolute mess, and it would just make things easier. Honestly, let me know in the comments, who plays on pass support 3? Do you guys play on it? I know a lot of professionals play, but that's because the option's there. Take away the option, and they will learn to play on 1 as well. And they'll get damn good at the game. Absolutely they will. So that's just, I know it's not really affecting gameplay in a tremendous amount, although it is for me personally, because it's pass support. And if the game's doing the hard work for you, what is the point? What is the point? Some people may want to play like that, understandable. Not everyone has the time to learn it. However, pass support 1 is not that hard. It's not that difficult to sit down, learn it, even change it. Like I said, do off, semi, assisted, whatever, but don't make it 1, 2, 3. It's too much. It's too much. I love PES 2013's 1 support. I love PES 2014's one support. It all works so well. So go back to that way, and I'll tell you what, the game will feel a little bit more free, less on rails, and we'll see more random stuff happening. And that's what we want. Football is a random game. It's the way it works. It just is. You never know what is going to happen. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is all for today. I know I look pretty homeless right now with this hair and the beard and everything, but it's quarantine. Leave me alone. But anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Let me know your thoughts below. We'll be back with Master League. PES 2013 will be coming as well. I'm looking forward to playing the old games, but I'm certainly going to bash through the Master League for PES 2020. I know some of you enjoy it and some of you don't, but this is where we are. These problems that I've listed have caused people to get annoyed with the game. But there are going to be more problems. This is the very bare minimum of what I thought the top 3 could be. There are more issues, of course. Let me know yours below, and I will be back shortly. Hope the audio was all right, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.